8K steps a day requires you to know your stats. It requires you to have your phone in your pocket so that your phone can count your steps. It requires you to wear some type of wearable. All right, I got two of them because I want to know my stats. Statistics are absolutely important when you're at your job and you're trying to figure out how to do better. They're going to look at the analytics. They're going to look at the data. Everyone wants to make data informed decisions. We want to do it for our jobs. Whole point of this channel is to look good in our work polo, get down to 20% body fat. 20% is an analytic. It's a data point. We want to do that by making sure that we get 8K steps in, which is a data point, which is an analytic. You need to understand your analytics, which is really coming from the word analysis, right? How can you analyze the data in order to make an informed decision about how to proceed forward? This is professionalism. This is what you do with your office job, your desk job. This is what you do if you're like me, working at a nonprofit where I'm on my feet and I get to go get some steps in. And then I got days where I'm in the office and I have to force the steps out. I got to make sure I get a couple thousand in before I even get to work. I got to make sure that I get another 1,000 in just walking around the block one time. I got to make sure that I, really allocate my lunchtime. It's 30 minutes. It's docketed. Like, down to the second. And I gotta make sure I lock in on my steps. I had to make steps the centerpiece of my day. I had to make steps the centerpiece of my day and say that's my number one goal. Because the most important thing to me is my health. After that, then I can talk about wealth. And then that's just a realization that I have from God, which I don't even put in the priority list because God is in his own tier. God is in his own category. But ultimately, I got to make sure that I'm staying faithful, which requires me to have data analytics. What's being faithful without the data? Eric Thomas once said, "You worried about LeBron stats? You ain't got no stats. What's your stats? You thinking about LeBron and what he did? He did this much and scored this many. Where are you getting your points and your rebounds from? Where are you getting your steals and assists from? You have to start looking at yourself and start getting the data. Everybody's keeping data on you. You think your phone not Apple is snitching on you every single day to itself and then the government, and they're giving this information anywhere and everywhere that they can basically get paid for your data and information. And that is just an example. Because how many apps do you have on your phone? They're keeping data on you. They're asking you, are you okay with this data? The data says they want to make sure you have notifications. They're asking you, is it okay to have notifications? They're keeping data and tracking every single interaction you're having on everything that you're doing on your phone. How many text messages you sent? That's not just private to you. That's a data point. That's an analytic, so they know what to market to you. Now you have to take full control of yourself, which means you need to take control of the inputs and the data points that are coming your way, that are living in your life, that are existing for you, with you. And now you have to decide. You have the power to decide. You are the president of YOU. You are the CEO of YOU. You're in a great place, and you need to think about your pace. Do you want to walk at 2 miles per hour, 4 miles per hour? How many steps did you want to get in right now? Do you need to allocate 10 minutes 10 times a day to make sure that you're getting to your 8,000 steps a day? Why? Because at 8,000 steps, we're starting to cut. This is an effective cardio workout at 8,000 steps. At 5,000, no, you're average at best. And we're not striving for average. If you're 20% body fat and you're over the age of 35, you're in the top 12% of healthy men. Top 10%. Really, you only need to be at 21.47% body fat in order to be in the top 10% of body fat percentages in the United States of America for men over the age of 35. On my worst weeks where I'm eating a bunch of different food that I shouldn't be eating, I'm over here eating pizza, burgers, fries, hot wings. I'm just like out here eating whatever, fried chicken. I might get up to 21.5% body fat. And I'm still in the top 10% of body fat. I know this because I know my stats. I know my data. And I'm able to make analytical decisions about how I should proceed forward in my life. The most important thing in my life is my health. Why is health the most important thing in my life? Because if I'm not alive, I can't enjoy anything else that I enjoy from life. I can't enjoy anything in life without having my health organized in the right way. And I'm empowering you to say, you know what, my health is also important because I like spending time with my family. I like spending time watching Netflix movies. I like spending time doing whatever it is that you like to do. It would be better if you were in better health. Whatever it is you like to do, it would be better if you were in better health. Mentally, spiritually, physically, and financially. The first step is physical. The physical transformation of 8K steps a day will put you in a place for you to start analyzing your stats and your data and your information across the board. That analysis across the board puts you in a great position, a great place to be able to thrive and to be able to succeed. That transformation will happen spiritually, mentally. You might naturally go from physical to financial. Those are the easy stats and data that you're able to look at. The data points that matter for me on the spiritual is how many times am I reciting Proverbs 3? How many times am I taking the effort to memorize the next line? I got 1 through 26. I'm working on 27 verses out of a 35 verse chapter in the Bible. Rather than make up words and prayers every single day, I'd rather just recite the Bible. God already gave us the word. I don't need to make it up. And the stat and the data point is memorize more words from the word of God and recite it every single day. The stat and the data point for making sure that my health is on point is saying whether I am sick, whether I am in great health, whether I'm caffeinated, whether I've eaten today, whether I'm not eating today, I'm getting 8K steps in on the daily minimum. You look at my phone and I'm averaging 13,000 steps over the last 6-7 weeks. And I was sick for 2 weeks. I was still getting 8K in a day, minimum. I made it achievable. 8,000 steps is so achievable. It's really like 2, 3, 30-minute walks or 10-minute walks. I don't know if you walk at a 2 mile per hour or a 4 mile per hour pace. I only know the pace and the stats for the pace because I have a walking pad so I can get extra steps in when I get home. And it's too dark outside or too late outside or too violent outside to go take a safe walk. Because I've made 8K steps the centerpiece of my day, which puts me in better health. Being in better health increases my self-esteem, my energy, my sense of responsibility. I've gone into work consistently, putting that effort, making that effort, looking at my stats and data for how I'm helping other people get employed. I'm a job developer for a nonprofit. I'm focusing on helping other people get employed. What are the stats and the data that matter? How many people got employed? How many people applied for jobs? Are people applying for training programs that lead to employment? Or are people applying to direct employment? And those are the 4 stats and data points I'm looking at each and every single day. Let me make sure I answer every single email. How long has it been since people responded to my emails or followed up with me after that email? Let me follow up with them. It's been 4 or 5 days. When was the last time I had contact with this particular community partner, government partner, or in business partner? Because those are the 3 relationships that I have to have in my triangle of success. But they do not replace, they only enhance and increase the opportunity for me to make sure that the most priority stat that I have is moving towards success, which is how many people got employed, how many people applied for a job. And was that a high road training partnership where they're going to get trained for a job role specifically, or is that a direct application to employment? Now we talk about your life. What helps you be in the best health? 8K steps, doing 100 reps of whatever you're doing when you're going to the gym and lifting weights 3 to 4 times a week. I'm team do it 5 times. It's like Monday through Friday, I'm already at work. Monday through Friday, I'm going to the gym. Like, line it up. It's about what's best for my life. I'm also maxing out after an hour. I might lift weights for 40 minutes, but then I'm going to hop on the treadmill or the Stairmaster for another 20 minutes, 10, 20 minutes, whatever I got left at the end of the workout, depending how it is. Leg day takes a little longer than shoulder day. You feel me? So shoulder day, okay, I got 30 minutes. Leg day, hey, I got 5. You know, and it just is what it is. But these are my stats. These are my data points that allow me to make data-informed decisions about my life based upon my priorities. which is God, health, wealth, and then education. And I got stats and data for all of it. So that way I can make data-informed decisions. You got to be the best version of yourself. And if you can't measure it, you can't manage it. And if you want to get into the best places of your life, walk 8K steps every day for 30 days. Just start there. That is the beginning. That is the genesis. That is the foundation of your health journey. I don't care if you're 5,000 pounds, 500 pounds, or whether you're 200 pounds, or whether you're 150. If you ain't 20% body fat, you need to walk 8K steps a day. Minimum. You're a grown man. You already know that you need to be in the best health ever. Otherwise, you're going to be on pills with a beer belly and in pain. Mad that you can't make love and carry groceries the way that you would like to. Don't put yourself in a disposition.